And what is meant by software testing, and then what is meant means what is quality, means definition of the quality, and how it is getting means because of means if you don't do a testing, so how it will be having the impact of testing, and then importance of the testing, and a brief small history about it, so how this was started and then how it was executed. And then we have been jumped to the product versus project. So where we have been discussed about what is product and what is project, and then what are these means product based companies, service based companies, and these are the things which we have been discussed about yesterday. And for today, so we just plan to have on two different topics, which is the roles and responsibilities, which we wanted to bring it up in the IT industry. At the same point of time, we wanted to talk about this SDLC. So these are the two topics which we wanted to take up for today. So this is a quick recap, and today this is the pointers which we wanted to discuss. And guys, once again, the team, once again, I'm saying it. So it is really important that you need to speak up. Only certain set of people talking and then other set of people sitting silent and then coming back every day. As I told you, right, this is not a web series or a movie to watch and then go away. So you should talk. If you people are not able to talk, or if you see, I told you that whatever the language, I don't mind. Or if you're saying wrong, that is also fine. But it is mandatory that you should speak up in these sessions. If you're not speaking up, it would be better you can stop for the session. I'm telling you, right? So here it is not required. I told you, right? So anyways, I know that this 60 or 70 people will come for 10 to 15. That it will come very soon. That's it. But if you're attending for here and then not speaking in the sessions, if you're not unmuting yourself and you're not talking when we are asking, that is not acceptable. We check for 3-4 times and that people will be removed from the team and the batch. You'll see it very soon. Okay, fine. Let's get started with this one. Um, Interestingly, one of the one of the candidate asked for, hey, can we actually what we are trying to do now? We are going to cover the manual testing, right? So can we start the automation parallelly, and can we do this one simultaneously so that we can complete the course quickly? So this is what the question they have been asked for. See, what is means I don't wanted to answer them, so because this is not direct question for me, so they have been asked one of our facilitator and then instructor, and they came and they asked me on this to give the particular answer. One thing we need to very clearly understand: what is our goal? I'll not take much of the time, but this is really important, so that's the reason I just wanted to talk about it. What is our goal? Is that our goal is to complete the course?
No.
Okay. Or is it we need
No.
to learn the course and then understand and then implement?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this the
Yes.
option
Yes.
one and this is option two? Course completion is important, or
Option 2.
No. No. Option two.
Option 2 is our objective.
Option 2 is our
Thank you,
goal,
sir.
sir.
the option
Learning
two
and
is course
implementing is
completion?
important.
No,
Option
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 1.
one is the
one.
learning, understanding, and implementation. So
Option
Option
one,
1
sir.
is option
Option
goal.
one.
Option.
Option one.
see, I'll give you a small
Understand and
example.
goal.
Cool. I'll give you an example. I wanted to create a building. Okay, 10-story building I wanted to create. Now, can I do, see, I wanted to complete this building very fast. So can someone can construct from top, and can someone can construct from the bottom? So now the people are going from the foundation, and some people will be constructing something on the air and then coming down, so that we will meet in one particular point so that the construction will be finished. Will it be happen?
No way.
No, it No. is not
No,
Sir,
possible.
sir.
Absolutely,
No,
absolutely.
Foundation is the
See,
base.
guys,
Foundation.
you always need to understand that if you go for any particular training institutes or these things, they will say that fast track.
they'll say that fast track.
We will give you, please go on mute. So they will say that, hey, we will take 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. So for an example, now I come and give you a biryani, which you can take. Probably it will be very hard to complete your means one biryani. Now, if I come and say that, hey, consume another biryani, you will try your best. Then I'll come back and then say that, hey, take another biryani also. Will you consume that?
no.
So there is always a procedure and there would be a pattern. See now, As soon as you born, will you run? First, you will move sides, and then you will just try to crawl, and then you will just try to stand, then you try to walk, then you try to run. There is certain procedure to learn something and then implement something. It is very easy for us. See, directly I'll come, directly I'll take the topic, and then I'll go away. But you will not understand anything. So now, if you're not understanding this particular concept, then why are you trying to attend for this course? Why are you spending? The most important thing which I feel in the complete world is the time when it comes to the professional career. So at that point of time, you're spending your valuable time over here. So at that point of time, so if you're not understanding that particular thing, so then what is the point of learning the things? So always you remember, slow, study the race. At the same point of time, fast and furious. So we will have both the combination, but where it required, we will let you know to speed up the things. Where it is not required, so you need to learn the basics very strong. If you learn this basic strong, I'm telling you, right, you can go and challenge with 5 years or 6 years candidates in the market. I think we have the previous batch students, so you can go and talk to them. Now, these guys are, I bet on them. These guys are much more better than the people who have 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, because they don't have the basic strong foundation. They can't answer the basic questions. So what is my intention is, so we will go in a particular procedure and a process where it takes time, and you should learn, and you should be patient enough. See, now we wanted to feed you slowly, and then you should digest that, and then you need to take the next food. It's not the dumping on you. It will never be useful for you or either for us. And once again, I'm saying that this is not a training institute to train or to take the money from you. It is nothing is here. It's just on a passion. So how we learn the things, we wanted to give it back to the industry. And we wanted to train a great testing professionals. This is what our motto, and this is what our vision. See, we can earn money in a different, lot of different ways, but that is different, and our passion is different. So please try to understand. If you are patient enough to learn this one and then follow the instructions and the directions, you see the difference. If not, then definitely this would be the not the right course, or the things which you wanted to spend it over here. Okay, so think twice. So we will go one by one. And once after completing the manual testing concepts, thoroughly understanding the manual testing concepts, then only we will go for the automation. So where it takes 20 days or 1 month or 2 months, it all depends upon the complete team, how you guys are working on. So Pina will be dividing you the team into the batches, so that every batch, so as a team, you people need to learn and then come across, and then you guys need to move on. Okay, so coming back to this particular discussion. So yesterday we have been asked you people to learn uh, or see the videos and come back for this particular session. Okay, so I just wanted you people to see that what is SDLC, and what are the different phases of SDLC. We will talk
SDLC.
about the, yeah, I'll come one by one.
Software
So
development
phases
lifecycle.
and roles and responsibilities. Go on mute, please. Activities. Okay, these are the things which we were going to talk about this one. Okay, so okay, what do you mean by SDLC, and then what are the different phases we have? Yeah, over to Virish. Raise your hands. Don't give me the group answers, because I just wanted to evaluate the team members also. So I'll come one by one. I'll give the opportunity for everyone, please.
Sir, SDLC is a procedure to develop a software,
Mm-hmm.
and there are multiple stages in SDLC.
Mm-hmm.
Requirement analysis and feasibility study, designing, coding, testing, and installation and maintenance. And there are a few models in there in SDLC process, and waterfall model
Okay,
and
fine. So now
spiral
that's
model.
a second step, Virish. So first of all, we wanted to understand the phases thoroughly. Then we go for the models. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Prajwal, go ahead, please. So what Viresh given the phases? All the phases are right? Prajwal, you have raised your hand, right?
Yes, sir. Sorry. Yes, sir. SDLC means it is a software development life cycle. It is used in software industry, which is used for design and development and testing the product. At the in this software, there is multiple stages. One is requirement, development, and testing phase, ma- um, deployment stage, and maintenance phase. In SDLC process, there is different models. One is a waterfall model, V model,
Okay. Thank you,
spiral model.
Prajwal. So now, yeah, over to you, China.
Yeah, hi. Uh, SDLC stands for Software Development Lifecycle. It is a process-oriented, the way of approach we like how we can achieve or how we can develop the required in this. Like there are a couple of steps included while developing software. That is requirement analysis, and then followed by design, and then followed by code, and then followed by testing, and finally deployment or maintenance.
Okay. So, Vishnu, go on mute, Vishnu. Okay. Srinivas, Vishnu, go on mute, please. Yes,
Hello.
Srinivas. Yep.
SDLC stands for
Guys, who's that? Go on mute, please.
SDLC stands for Software Development Lifecycle. Whenever a person or company wants to develop a new software, they follow some certain rules because while we develop a software, we need to follow a process so that we cannot mess up with any problem while developing a software. SDLC, we can follow some stages are like requirement collection, feasibility stage or analysis, and designing, and after that coding and testing and maintenance, and these are the stages of SDLC.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, so I have been seeing other hands also. So let me, means almost all the people are giving me the answer. So that's the reason I just wanted to get continue on this particular topic. I'll give others other opportunity when we go for the details of the phases. SDLC. SDLC stands for Development Software Development Life Cycle. The name itself, it was very clearly saying that software for developing a software. So this is the life cycle. I think if you have been seeing the videos, I'll be taking the old routine example. So we'll be saying, right, human life cycle. In the human life cycle, we born, we will be child, and we will be kids, and we will be teenagers, and we will be middle age, and we are old age, and we are gone. So this is what our life cycle, right? This is a human life cycle. The same way, for every particular software, there would be a life cycle. So this life cycle is called software development life cycle. Very simple, right? So don't make it complicated. If I wanted to develop a particular software, so these are the means these are the different phases. Means I'll be have say as it is how for a human life cycle means how we have a child, kid, and then teenage, and then young age, middle age, and then old age and gone. So these are the different phases, right? The similar ways, even for a particular software, will be having the different phases. So what are the different phases which we have it in the software development lifecycle? See, always the people are getting confused with requirements analysis. These two things are two different things. You're clubbing them. First, you need to understand what do you meant by that. Feasibility. What is this particular feasibility? So these are all the things, the terminologies you need to understand. Okay, so you have to be cautious when you're using your words. See, based upon the answers which you give it to me or you're giving to your interviewer, they can understand the caliber or your understanding. It would be easily understood by the interviewers. So you have to choose your words when you're talking to them. Now, what are the different phases? The phase number one is requirement gathering. Okay, and then the next phase, once you collected this particular requirements, then it will go for requirement analysis. See, the first phase is gathering, then it is analysis. So analysis. Third phase, designing. Fourth phase, coding. Fifth phase, testing. This is where we come into the picture. So why we were learning the SDLC? Now you need to understand, right? Actually, what is the origin of the testing? We need to understand that particular origin, right? So this is where the origin of the testing will be getting started for us. And after testing, then this will go for handover. And then this will go for maintenance. So these are the different things which different phases in the SDLC. So this might be called means in different organizations, they'll be calling with a different names, but this is the standard phases which we need to learn. See now, whatever this particular course stands for, we do have a standard organization called IEEE and ISO. According to these particular standards, this particular course would be trained for you. Okay, so now this would be changed with the different names, different phases. Means if you have been Googled in the different websites, these particular names will be having with a different analogy and different terminologies. But this is the standard way of learning the SDLC. Okay, so now what we have derived, what do you mean by SDLC? SDLC is it stands for software development lifecycle. It is nothing but means how we need to means what is the software life cycle, means what are the different phases of this particular software and what are the roles involved in it. Means in each role we would be having a different set of people. See, for an example, now in the requirement gathering, we will be having a different set of roles and responsibilities, and we will be performing a different set of activities. So we will be understanding each phase by phase. I think if you have been gone through this particular, uh, if you've gone through the particular video, I'll be taking multiple times a construction of a house. So the construction of a house, and then I'll be taking a construction of an from the sweet shop example, or construction example, or the software example. So usually, so that it means when we have this particular set of examples, so that we can remember for a very longer time. I'll take this simple example, so which we will be trying to take it for a construction, so that it would be easy for you people to remember. So that I'll just take about that particular construction example, and then I'll come for the software example also, so that we can take that particular software, and then I'll be explaining you the each phases. Okay.
Can I have one question if you don't mind?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Don't we have a step called implementation after coding? Actually, coding we should have implementation process, right? Or it will be like coding and implementation? Both are the same?
This is both are the same, coding and the implementation. See,
Okay.
for your
Okay.
understanding, I have written it as a coding. So
Okay,
usually implementation, it is nothing but coding. See, now in
Okay.
implementation, what we do, we write the code.
Okay.
So that's the reason I just, for your understanding, I have been written in this way. But usually that would be called, phase is called as a implementation phase.
Okay. 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 Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Cool. So now, if you come back to here, now let me take the construction example. Okay. So now let's take Bala Vinod. On the same, Bala Vinod wanted to construct a house. Okay. So he wanted to construct the house. In this part means he was looking for a certain set of people who can help him to construct his house. So that is what now he was into the market. Now I came. So first came and then asked, hey Bala, so please tell me, I just wanted to, I heard that you wanted to construct a house. So can we get tie up and then we wanted to. Now then Balvin would say that, okay, let's come Chris, so then we can sit and talk. Now, first questions, what I'll be asking him. What are the questions which I'll be asking him? So directly I'll be saying that, okay, by this date I'll be delivering your home. Will I be saying that?
First will be the cost. What is the cost? That is
So now, first I'll ask Bala, hey, what is
Planning, sir.
before deriving the cost?
Requirement.
I'll ask him what you want. Means, hey, you want duplex house, or you wanted villa, or you wanted an apartment, or you wanted an independent house, and with how many square feet you want me to construct, construction area, and then what would be your car park area, and how many levels you wanted to construct. These are the things which I'll be asking him, right? Because if I wanted to derive the cost and time, right? You're saying that I need to derive the cost and time. I should know first what is the work.
requirement.
Guys,
Yes.
yeah, guys, I'm telling you, right? You just means you might be having your lot of friends, right? Once after understanding the SDLC, you got to ask them to give an estimation. 95% of people will not say, but if 5% of people are deriving this one based on this SDLC, really they know the foundation and they're strong in the foundation. But I bet in my 18 plus years of experience, I have been seeing the people, 95% of the people, if I given a particular task, they can't estimate it. This is really, really very important for you to understand, to concentrate. And this is simple logic. There will be no rocket science, and it is very simple to understand. Do concentrate, and then means if you have any questions, you can stop and then ask me. No need to wait till last. Now, the phase I reached Bala, and then I was asking him. Hey, I asked all these questions because if you wanted to derive the time and the cost, so the most important thing you need to understand SOW. SOW means, see, now there are two definitions for this one. One is scope of work or statement of work. Okay, now let's consider for the scope of work. First of all, when you wanted to estimate or cost, you need to give that first thing is you need to understand the scope of work. Example, I ask you to go and bring something. Then you'll ask me, what is that something? And I'll say, hey, go and bring something. What is something? Or you go to that place and come back. Which place? And I'm asking you how much cost in the distance, how much time it will take and how much cost. Boss, you'll be saying that, boss, you're stupid. You tell me where you wanted to go. So that, for example, hey, I wanted to go from Chennai to Goa, or I wanted to go from Bangalore to Goa. So now if you've given me this particular destination, so that based upon the destinations, I'll calculate these kilometers, and based on the kilometers on which vehicle you wanted to go. Are you wanted to go with the Fortuner, or you wanted to go with the Innova, or you wanted to go with the Indica? So based upon that particular vehicle, this particular cost and everything will change. So this particular step would involve in any of these things. So first of all, you need to gather the information. If someone comes up with something, first of all, you need to ask them the questions. Hey, what exactly you required, boss? You tell me, you means when it was means you wanted to create a particular software. What software is this? Which domain it belongs to? Whether it belongs to the retailer domain or insurance domain, hospital domain, or what category of domain it belongs to, and what are your functionalities? If it is a hospital domain, means like whether you wanted to have an appointment fixing with the doctor, or you wanted to maintain the history of the patients, and you wanted to maintain the tablets information, or you wanted to give the alert information to the patients, or you wanted to see the fall detection, means if someone fall in the toilet or to anywhere, so it need to alarm to the respective people, because for the old age people it will happen, right? It gives the alarm so that it can bring this one. You define me what is your functionalities. So in this particular phase, the people will be talking about your respective activities. So in this particular activities, we will try to pose the questions, means pose the questions and get that particular requirements for development, or requirements for what exactly they were looking for. So that's the reason the phase name itself, it was saying that requirement gathering. So in this particular phase, we will try to pose different question to the client or the customer, and we will get the different answers from him, and then we are doing it. So these are the activities which we will be performing on it. And what are the outcomes we'll be getting it from this one is we will be deriving documents called functional specification, or BRS, or nowadays it will be calling as user stories. Excellent, right? Now you understand, you see now these are all dots. Now what you are trying to do, you're connecting these particular dots. This is how you need to learn. Now you see it in the page number 1. So now you have been seeing it in the different documents, articles. Now you need to collect all, you need to connect all these particular dots. Means what exactly I'll do in this particular phase, whose responsibility is this one? So here I'll be having the responsibility of business analyst. Now what is the purpose of a business analyst? He gathers the requirements, or this will be calling as PO, which is called as a product owner. So now this particular business analysis, so the name itself, it was saying that business analyst. So now what this particular business analyst will do is he will go to the respective client. Means, so if you see in this case, I'm business analyst and Balvinod is my customer or the client. I'm going to him and I'm asking him, boss, what you required, whether you want the villa, duplex, or you wanted to have, how you wanted to have your building. So for an example, if I say that, hey, I wanted my building with 4 floors. In the ground floor, I should able to have my car parking, and then my for my room, for one room for the security, and the first floor I should have the complete living room, and then I should able to have the kitchen, and then the second floor I should have 4-bedroom houses, and the fourth floor I should have my swimming pool, gym, steam, and sauna. So everything should be there in this particular 4th floor. So this is how my house should be. So now you're giving that particular set of requirements to him. So now you're giving complete requirements, means Bala is giving me the complete requirements to me. And then I'm understanding, oh, this guy wanted an independent house where it should be a completely a duplex, with this particular duplex, with all these particular facilities and luxuries he was looking for it. So now I'm trying to gather that particular, I'm just gathering that information. So in the software, if you're trying to do this one, so the same way, first we need to understand which domain they wanted to do it, which technology stack they wanted to do it. Means here we'll be asking it, right? Hey, what category of cement you are using? You wanted to use the Ultratech cement, or you wanted to use Penna cement, or you wanted to use JK cement, which cement you wanted to have, and what wiring you wanted to have, and then you wanted to have Hevels or Legrand, or which one you are wanted for anchor, which one you wanted to have, or what are the bathroom amenities you wanted to have. So whether you wanted to have it with a Para, or you wanted to go with Serra, or you wanted to go with Jugger. So which amenities you wanted to take it up. So now you will be asking those particular things, right? Because based upon that, the cost of that one will be changed, because we'll be having, it means if you go for Syrah, it will be cheaper. If you go for Parivare, so then it will be going for a middle. And if you're going for Jacor, so the Jogger, so then it will be a little bit premium and expensive. So now You understand, right? So in the requirements, you need to ask these all the questions. So when it comes to the construction of building, at the same point of time, when it comes to the software, you would be asking that, hey, what are the technologies you are going to use it to development for your application? What would be the front end technology? What would be the back end technologies? And what would be the DB technologies which you are trying to use it, so that they can clearly understand about that one. Hey, from the front end, are you wanted to do it with the Angular applications or React JS applications, Vue.js applications, or what category of application you wanted to use it in the front end? And back end, how do you want me to develop this particular micro? Are you wanted in the microservices, or you wanted it in Java, or you wanted it in the Python, PHP, C Sharp? Which one you wanted to have it, or you wanted to use Magento? So we'll be asking in the back end. And DB, are you wanted to execute in the MongoDB, Cassandra DB, MySQL, Oracle? Which one you wanted to use it? So these are the questions you will be asking for him. First, domain, technology stack, and then how many portals you'll be having it. We'll be having a front-end portal, back-end portal. So we'll be having a mobile app, web applications, and you want trying to give it in any other format to them. So these all things would be gathered. You don't worry about it. See, now if I'm talking about these particular technologies, if you didn't understand, that's absolutely fine. It is not required, but you need to understand one particular pointer. What is the roles and responsibility of a BA or a PO? What they will be trying to do? They will be asking these particular questions to the respective client, and they will be getting these particular requirements. Now, once after getting these particular requirements, what they will try to do? They will put it into a document. So this document is called functional specification or business requirement specification, or in the latest SDLC models, we'll be calling them as a user stories. So this is the outcome of this particular phase. So now, what is the space? What are the people who will be involved into this one? And what are the activities which will be trying to do it? And what are the outcomes of this particular phase? Are you clear? See, I'm giving both the examples simultaneously, side by side, so that it will be very clear for you. So step number one, what we have done is we have gathered that particular information. So now Chris gathered the information from Balavinod saying that, hey, he wanted to construct an independent house with a G4 and with this particular amenities and with this particular means accessories, means getting it from the bathroom amenities or tiles or marbles or the electrical things, all the things which have been gathered here. Now, coming to the phase two. Now, what it will be happening in the phase two? I gathered all these particular requirements. Now, I need to do the analysis. Now, what we will be saying it is, boss, you do all these things, and my budget is 1.5 CR. And now I need to come back. Okay, Bala given me this complete requirement. Now I need to come back and I need to see this here. Within 1.5 CR, can I construct this particular G+4? Now I need to see that all the costing of the cement, bricks, tiles, amenities, and all these things I need to take the calculation. Hey, for this one, this much it would be happening. If this particular budget is coming around 2 CR, will I take this one, this project? Do you think that I'm not friend of him? Or do you think that will I run my business for 50 lakhs loss? No one will do this one. So based on this analysis means I'll be keeping every costing. I'll be getting this particular costing and then I'll go back and I'll inform him. Means I analyze this one. Means hey, he wanted on the swimming pool, and for this one, costing of this tube lights or lights, the arrangement, he's asking some bar room and he's asking sauna room and steam bathroom, swimming pool, everything on the floor. So how much it will cost to me? All these analysis I'll be doing it, right? And I'll go back to him and say that, hey Bala, this is definitely impossible, man, because you are asking me to create this all. So now the cost itself, it was zooming up to this. Now, if you given me 2.5 CR, then I'll be doing it. So because this 2 crore would be my investment and 50 lakhs is what my profit. So based upon this only I can do the business. See, without having profit, I can't do anything, right? Then Bala was very smart. Okay, you tell me how much it was happening. So, okay, let's finalize to a particular number. So here, this is the costing, right? I can compromise on this particular, instead of Jagger, you go for Paraware. Means he changed, means he decreased the quality. Now from the first quality, he go for the second quality. And in the, when it comes to the flooring, you are going for marbles, right? Granite, right? Don't go for the granite, go for tiles. Then obviously what it will be trying to do. So now the investment of this 2 CR may go for 1.75. Then what he will be saying is, hey, now let's come to one particular final number. Let's finish it off for 2.25. So now what it is deriving, you see it, right? What I'm trying to talk about it. So cost, and he would be saying that, hey, to construct this particular house and these things, it will take around 7 months or 8 months it will take to complete this, because I need to do the foundation for first 15 days, and then second 15 days I'll be need to give the watering, and then curing I need to do it, and then I need to do the side walling, slab for the first floor, second floor. I'll be giving that particular regular intervals of the time. Then Bala once again says that, no, 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 man, I need this one within at least 6 months. I need to have it. Then we negotiate on this one, and then at least we'll see, Bala. So if you wanted the quality house, so this would be really important that it need to have a right procuring. So then only it will be having. So then I'll derive it for 7 months. So now what are the activities that happen here? So now for doing this particular calculations, the analysis, I met with the different people. So means I have been met with the maestries, and then I have been met with the engineers, and then I have been met with the uh, 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 usually they will give these particular products, right? So bathroom amenities. So what is the cost of this one? And I'll be meeting with this particular cement guys. So what is the cost of cement? And all these things I have been taken it, that particular cost I have been evaluated, and then derive this price, and I started negotiating with the client. I derived the cost, I derived the time. This would be the requirement analysis, right? In the requirement analysis, so these are the outcomes, even the same thing for the software also. Now, what we will try to do for them is, in terms of this, now I'll first talk with the different set of people. Means what I'll try to do, I'll try to bring now into this one, the BA got this particular thing, right? Now I call the developers, I call the dev architect, and I'll call the QA manager, and QA leads. And then I'll call the different team members, means the project managers, BA, and the CTO. These all people will be involved in doing this particular analysis. Means, hey, they wanted to construct a software. Let's take the example of hospital software. That would be easy, right? Or else we can take it a retailer online also. That would be also easy. Means like you can take an Amazon and Flipkart. That would be very easy for us to understand. Now for Amazon, so the portal called like an Amazon, I wanted to create a Xbox. Or okay, so no, Amazon, like a retailer, I wanted to create like a B zone. Okay, so I wanted to create another thing called B zone. It's a retail platform as it is as a Amazon. Now I need to get it. Hey, for this particular thing, they have been given me this particular front end softwares, back end softwares, DBs, and whatever the things requirement from the technical point of view, they have been given it, and they wanted to have this particular product within 6 months. And what would be the costing which we need to derive for this? Now these all people, developer who develops this particular application, architect who is nothing but who designs this application. For an example, now when it comes to the construction of a house, the architect will design your house like a blueprint. Hey, which one? Means in the first floor, where you should have your living hall, where you should have your kitchen, and where you need to have your lift. And then if you go for the second floor, where you need to have your bedrooms, and in the third floor, so we'll be having your home theater, and then you'll be having your bathroom, and in the fourth floor you'll be going it for gym, sauna bath, and all these things should be there, right? So this guy will, you given that particular requirement, so that he designs that particular thing, a blueprint architecture of the building, right? The same way here, the development architecture architect, so this guy will create that particular framework and architecture of the implementation. So how this particular code should be there in the front end, how he need to create it, in the back end, what he need to create it, what the plugins he need to use it, and how he need to create this particular software. Everything would be derived by this particular development architect. The name itself, it says that dev architect. He creates that particular particular architecture, framework, design patterns, what are the things that need to be used? Everything will be designed by this architect. Now, developer text talks about, hey, what are the technologies we have? Hey, do we have the capability to do this within the Java or PHP or the latest languages R or Golang? You wanted to use these particular languages to develop this one. How we wanted to develop this? So that will be discussion around this particular development team and development managers. Architect, you will be discussing from the architecture. Yes, this is possible. This is not possible. This is the challenges. This is the limitations. And the same way from the QA manager and the QA lead, they'll be talking about, hey, how we need to do the testing. So what are the different categories of the testing? Whether I need to do these segments, API testing, web testing, mobile testing, DB testing, performance testing, security testing, whether I need to do the compatibility testing, what are the different categories I need to perform? These all things would be analyzed by this particular QA manager and the QA lead. And we'll be having a project manager. The project manager, the name itself, it was saying that project manager means he's going to head this particular project. So he would be analyzing from the QA point of view, and he would be analyzing it from the dev point of view, and sees that whether this can be delivered within 6 months of time or not. And if he wanted to do for those 6 months, how many number of resources you required for this one? So within 6 months, if I wanted to deliver, how many resources I need to have it? Within 8 months, if I wanted to deliver, how many resources he wanted? If I wanted to deliver within 3 months, how many resources we wanted? What is the minimum time I can do on this? So this particular project level management will be taken care by this one project manager. And the BA, he gathers that particular requirements, BA or PO, he gathered that information, right? He will start explaining the people, hey, this is what the technologies they wanted to have, this is what the requirements they wanted to have, and this is what the cost they wanted to have. These all things they will be saying it. Now what these guys will do is, based upon this analysis, they will derive the time and the cost for this one. So these are the activities we'll be doing on it. Now, what are the outcomes of this one is, first they will check the feasibility. Feasibility is nothing but whether we can do this particular project or not. Means in terms whether we have technical capabilities, means whether we have the respective development team with us, and whether we need to have the testing team with us, and whether we are able to deliver this project within this particular time, or whether we are able to deliver this project in this particular cost. So with all these things, this is called a report called feasibility report. Yes, this is feasible for us or not feasible for us. The decision making will be happen here. So the client given certain time, hey, this will be not done in 6 months, this will take the 8 months, and this will be taking the cost of, means at least this particular project need the cost of 5 CR budget for to complete for this particular 8 months. So we derive the feasibility report, means the technologies and the tech stack and the approvals, the times and everything would be derived in this particular thing. So here is what they will try to give you. This particular set of people will try to give the proposal. These would be called with a different names. This would be called as RFPs, request for a proposal. We'll be submitting, hey, if you wanted to do this particular project within this particular time for within this particular resources and this thing, hey, this is what the cost and everything. So this we will be keeping in the request for proposal. So this includes the estimations, which is the test estimations or development estimations, and all estimations included into this. So this is how the proposal will be created and given it to the client officially. So this will be given it by the BA. So the outcomes of this particular phase is, we do the feasibility study, and then we will be creating the proposal and then share it to the client. And all the complete analysis, deriving the tech stack, project planning, estimations, everything would be involved as part of this particular activities. So these are the people involved: dev team, dev architects, QA managers, dev managers, architect team, and then the project managers with the BAs. These all people will be involved as part of this particular roles and responsibilities. And then these are the activities that will be done, and these are the outcomes which will be derived for this one. Got it? Requirement gathering and requirement analysis. Now, after sending this particular proposal to that particular client, now The most important thing. So now we told you, right? So once again, we'll come to the Bala and Chris. So we have been given, hey Bala, I told you, right? I'll do it within 7 months, and then the cost is 2.525. Are you okay with this one? Then we will come to the both to an agreement, and then we will sign the document which is called MSA. Means master service level agreement. Means we will be signing and accepted. Mutually we accepted to proceed with 7 months. It need to be completed with this particular cost. We need to complete it. So that is what we will be agreeing. At the end of the outcomes, we'll be sending these particular proposals and the acceptance. Now, once after this one, then we will go for the designing phase. Now, in this particular designing phase, the major role, the name itself, it was saying that designing. Here, we will be having the dev architects and then QA architects. Now, what these particular guys will do is the development architect will try to develop the architecture. Hey, on what framework we need to use it? Hey, we need to use it in a .NET framework, or we need to go with any other frameworks which we need to choose it. What are the plugins I need to use it? What are the design patterns I need to use it? So what are the tools and technologies which I need to use it? So he designs that architecture. The same way from the QA architect, so he would be deciding that, hey, what are the different layers I need to test it? API layer, web layer, mobile layer, DB layer, performance layer, security layer. What are the tools and technologies I need to use it? So when it comes to the web, so I can use a Selenium, Playwright, Puppet, or WDIO, or Catalan, or UFT, whatever the tools we have it. So which tools I need to use it, and what type of framework I need to use it, whether I need to use data-driven, keyword-driven, functional decomposition, or hybrid frameworks which I need to use it. So this guy will analyze all the things, and he derives that particular technology stack, and then he will believe that, hey, this is how we need to create the framework, and these are the tools and technologies which we need to use it. So the complete tools and technologies and the frameworks, and this is how we are going to create that particular framework architecture. So the same way, now when it comes to the construction of house, once again coming to Bala and Chris. So here I'll be saying that now what means I'll be doing is I'll go and bring an engineer to create me a blueprint. Hey, can you show me that how this master bedroom, what would be the length and breadth of this one? So 10 into 15 means 10 feet into 15 feet. So how this should be there, and how means it should be having an attached bathroom. So how the master bedroom should be, and how these particular shields would be there. So he will give me a blueprint of that particular building. The same way here in the designing phase of any particular software. So here it involves with the architects, which is the dev architects and then QA architects. This includes the project managers also, so that he should know about what exactly it happens. So that guys will be having involved into this particular phases. So here the basic activities it will be doing it is, so completely doing the tool evaluations, which tool would be a best tool to use this from the development point of view, from the testing point of view. Hey, are you using the Angular application? Then I'll use a protractor to do the automation. Are you doing the React.js? Then I use the Playwright application, means automation. So here we'll do the different tool evaluations, and which it can help us to do quickly within the time, within the budget. So that evaluations will be done. So these are the activities which it will be performed here. The same way, the outcomes of this one, you would be deriving that the tech stack means technology stack to use it, and the frameworks what we were going to create it, we are going to derive that particular list of tools. Means for API automation I use Just Assured, for web automation I use Playwright, and for desktop automation I use the Vinium SQL Auto Aid, and for performance testing I use the Gatling, and for security testing for Dast I used for I'll be using it the burp suite, Rakinetics or Veracode. So I'll be deriving the complete technology stack for this one. At the same point of time, for the frameworks also, I use a framework, means which is a hybrid framework, a data-driven framework, or a customized framework, which I'll be deriving over here. So these are the outcomes which you will be getting out of this particular phases, out of this particular design phase. So now requirement gathering over, analysis over, designing phase over. Now here, see, now in the same phase, now I'll come back to the example of Bala and Chris. Here, this particular engineer has been given constructed all the things. Now here we'll get the contractors, and you'll be getting the mestris and the laborers who will be working on it. See, just for an example, I was using that particular terminology. Please don't take that one and correlate here. Okay, so just to understand it clearly. So when it comes to the implementation, means I have the blueprint. Now, once we have this particular blueprint, now what next? We need to construct the house accordingly. Hey, I need to means go for 15 feet down, do the good foundation, and then I need to come back. So now the foundation, hey, you contractor, hey, you take that sand contractor or cement contractor or labor contractor, you bring all those particular people and make sure to complete it. The same way in this particular phase, now what we do is, so implementation. Implementation is nothing but development of that particular application. What do you mean by development of that application? Writing the code for that particular application. So this will be called as a dev phase or coding phase or implementation phase. They have different synonyms for this one with the different names it will be called. So
Chris,
here,
sorry to
yeah,
disturb. I have a doubt.
mm, yeah, please.
Actually, in the requirement analysis, we discussed that tech stack will be defined in requirement analysis itself. But what is the tech stack we come out in the design phase? We come out with.
See, in analysis phase, we will say that, hey, whether we can use this technology or this technology.
All right.
So now, for an example, I want to see now in this. I'll talk from the QA point of view. It will be much more easier for you. I wanted to do the web automation. I wanted to do
Yeah.
the API automation. I'll define at a higher level. Now, web automation, which tool I need to use it? I can do it Selenium, Playwright, Puppeteer, Cypress, WD. A lot of tools are there. But I wanted to
Okay.
do with only one particular tool, which is called Selenium. So now in this particular framework, I'll be integrating Selenium. I'll be integrating with Java. So that selection of the tools. Here I'll be having
Okay.
multiple
Finalizing
options.
something, it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Fine.
would be choosing the tools and technologies. That is what I told the tech stack. See, as of now,
Okay.
Shravani, probably you'll be getting confusion because you pretty new now at this point of time. But when you
Yeah.
go to this ecosystem, so when you're trying to implement at the end of the day, when it's end of your course, then you can clearly understand, oh, this is
Yeah,
what we're
all
going
right,
to do it
Chris.
in the
For
design
now,
phase.
what I understand is in requirement analysis, they'll come up with the options, what all tools or technologies they have to work on. And in the design, they'll be going with whatever is more feasible with the
So the
requirement.
finalized product means which is
Yeah.
this is what the tools and technologies will be deriving it. That is in the design phase. In
Sure.
requirement
Yeah.
analysis, they check the feasibility, whether we can do this one or not. We have options or not. So that is what the
Okay.
feasibility study will happen in the analysis phase. And
All
in the
right.
design phase, it's a frozen. Hey, with this tool, I'm going to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
So now, when it comes to this particular coding and implementation of the development phase, now here we will be having dev managers. Means the manager is nothing but who manages the team. Dev leads who leads that particular team, and dev team. So who are the people who are working there? So managers, leads, and the dev team. Now, what exactly means you now the name itself, it was understanding it. So the managers are more experienced people. So who would be having around more than uh, 12 or 15 years of experience, they will be calling it as managers. Leads are having around 8 to 10 years of experiences, and development senior development engineers who would be having around about 4 to 6 years or 4 to 7 years of experience, and junior development engineers are called as a dev engineers. Okay, so there are different roles and responsibilities in the industry. They'll be calling with the different names. Dev engineers means which is from 1 to 4 years. Senior dev engineers from 4 to 8 years of experience. They'll be calling as senior dev engineers. 8 to 10, they'll be calling it as a leads, and after 10 above, they'll be calling it as a managers. So now this is based on their experiences and exposures and the skill set and the knowledge. These particular different designations will be allocated for them. So now these particular people will be start to develop, means are already the architect designed that particular architecture. On that particular architecture, they will start to create the implementation for this one. So now these particular people will start developing this particular product. So now, according to this one, so now in this particular phase, they start to develop the complete application over here. Now the outcome of this particular application will be developed according to the requirements. So based upon the requirements and analysis, the tools, and based upon the design, they derive that particular application and they develop that particular application also. So now you got the application into the picture. Means here what they will be doing is they have been means coming back to the same example, construction example. They created that particular side walls, slab, windows, everything they have been created. Now 4 floors they have been created. Even floor by floor also we can validate it. It's not that all the 4 floors created, then only it need to come to this particular testing phase. But however, let's imagine that they have been created all the G+4 floors. Now we will go for inspection. Means Bala will come regularly. Every week once he will be coming and seeing it, because he invested money and he that is his own baby, its own product and his own house. Obviously he need to come and inspect, he need to come and check that one. So we'll be having an external inspection and the internal inspection. External inspection means Bala will come, and then the client inspection. Internal inspection is, hey, whether these particular people are properly constructed these particular walls or not, what would be the length of the walls and what would be the height of the walls, and whether they are using according to my requirements, because I have been given the Birla cement. So whether they are using the Birla cement, whether I have been given the Hevels, and then this particular vertigo tiles, and these all things which have been given, and then what is my plan of area. So which this is what I have been discussed, right? On the 4th floor, I need to have these requirements. Whether all these particular requirements are there or not, I'll be checking. Means this particular guy Bala will come and then check on this particular thing. And internally, so as I taken this particular project, even I need to verify that particular thing, whether all these particular people are implementing according to the requirements of the clients. So this is where we will be coming. So this is the origin for us. So in this particular phase, we will be entering, which is QA or QC or test engineer, with a different roles and responsibilities. QA means quality analyst. So always you need to remember there is another terminology called quality assurance. Quality assurance is a very big. Quality analyst is a small. So at this level, we need to understand what is quality analyst or quality controller or a test engineer. So these are the different roles we'll be having it. So here you'll have the QA architect, right? Here we'll be having it like a test lead, test manager, or QA manager. So we have the different designations. So here also based upon their experiences. Now, if you see here, these are the junior experiences from 1 to 4 years. They'll be calling as a QA engineer or a quality QC engineer or a test engineer or software test engineer. Software test engineer with the different designations. Now from there, once again, it will go for test lead. So from 6 years to, or we'll have a senior test engineer also. Senior test engineer will go from 6 years to 8 years or 4 years to 6 years. They'll be having it. More than that one, we'll be having a senior test lead. So test lead. And on top of him, we'll be having the test manager. Okay, based upon once again the same thing, based upon their experience, skills, knowledges, so they will be increased to the different designations and different roles.
Chris, what is the difference between test engineer and software test engineer?
Same, that's a synonym.
Same.
So in each company, they will be calling with a different name.
Okay.
See, we have our own languages, so we call salt, and the same thing we'll call in Tamil different, Telugu different, but the salt is salt. The same way,
Okay.
this QA, QC, the test engineer or software test engineer, every role is same. It differs from company to company. They keep their own name for it.
All right. Okay.
Okay, the
Thanks.
same way here in the development also, dev engineers, software dev engineers, or senior dev engineers. So those are the different names which they will be keeping it for the development. So this is how you'll be having different roles involved into the testing. Okay, I think I have been overshooting the time. I just take 10 minutes
Krish,
because to
sorry
complete
to
this one.
interrupt.
Yeah.
Actually, I have one doubt. The inspection, whatever you said, is it's happened only in the testing phase or in some other phase? The inspection walkthrough with client involvement is happen only in the testing phase. They will involve or
See, Saraswati. So now this is so now first we need to understand the phases. Now we have different SDLC models. Each model will work in a different way. So at that, in these particular models, we have a V model. Example, in this V model, parallelly this will happen. Development will be happen, parallel testing will be also happen. waterfall model, one after one. So now let's understand in a waterfall phase. Then in a different model, so when this inspection will be happening, you know what, nowadays what it was happening is, before development of the application itself, the testing phase will be started.
Okay.
So those things are depends upon the models. What are the SDLC models are there? We will come back to that topic. We'll discuss there. But as of now,
Okay.
you
Thank you.
understand the phases. Exactly. You'll
Okay.
then you can phase this particular phases up and down.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Any other questions? Okay,
No.
so